Another conversation now. The Federal High Court in Abuja has admitted multiple pieces of evidence against IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu, including his written DSS statement and recordings of his alleged inciting broadcasts. The materials presented by the prosecution contain inflammatory directives such as attacks on security agents and government properties. Now, a DSS witness testified that Kanu admitted making the broadcast, which the prosecution links to acts of terrorism, violence, and separatist agitation. The defense raised some objections, but most evidence was accepted by Justice James Omotosho. Oh well, the trial is on. I would not want to be, talk about a trial that is on at the moment. It's best to just wait and see how things play out. But it's been said that where this crime was committed was not here in Nigeria. Where these statements were made was not here in Nigeria. He might have made statements inciting. Those that decided to carry them out, you look at their own part of it. But basically, the case is in court. I think it's wise to just, not be subjudice, just allow things play out. And when judgment has been passed or when major decisions are reached, then we can chime in and discuss.
All right, you heard what this newscaster said or journalist said. The incident, the evidence provided by Nigerian government was an evidence that was carried out in another land, in another country, in another continent altogether. The broadcast wasn't made in Africa, wasn't made in Nigeria, wasn't made in Africa, was made in United Kingdom. Why didn't you call United Kingdom to try him? Do you see what Nigeria is playing? Now, nobody is talking about going to Kenya to kidnap him. No, no, no. That one now is immaterial. What is Nigeria is looking for everything possible to hang Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or to nail him as a terrorist. Why we have terrorists being celebrated, walking freely, known terrorists on daily basis. Listen.
Interesting one at that. The first one, what I wanted to say earlier was about the fact that we have Nnamdi Kanu's counsel accepting, no, not raising objection. In most of let's say, in most of the evidence that have been brought by, let's say, the DSS now. Yes, the DSS. We could recall when the trial began this month. Yes, they accepted also that some of the witnesses that will be brought to testify against Nnamdi Kanu should also carry out their testimonies behind the cameras, also shielded, and they cited security reason for that. And the likes of Kanu Agabi also accepted such. But he made a statement. He said he decided to yield to that over the fact that he believes that when it is time for them to seek for bail, that the federal government, will also yield or accept their own plea. Like Moses pointed out, it is, I wouldn't want us to rush in and start doing media trials at this point in time, as the case may be. But whatever evidence the DSS think they have against Nnamdi Kanu, I believe the court will also look into it. But, from what we heard that the court admitted most of the evidences that were being brought by the DSS. And one we want to ask again, I hope there's room for cross-examination and all that, which we believe will also turn out or play out during the course of this trial. For me, I think I am a bit relieved over the fact that finally the young man is in court. There's trial ongoing, unlike when he was being detained, without any trial, without making any headway, just being behind the DSS custody for so many years and no one is saying anything about it. Although some persons have also come up to fault the fact that he did not commit the crimes in Nigeria, and the Nigeria court does not have the right, based on jurisdiction now, to try him and all that. But And also, some people are also faulting his extradition from Kenya to Nigeria and all that. But let's see how the Nigerian.
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not extradited. He was kidnapped from Kenya without anybody's consent, without even Kenya. Kenya denied being aware of it. Why is Nigeria not telling the world how they went to Kenya and they carry out the so-claimed extradition? Who gave them the permit? Which court? How can you be trying a case that is supposed to be tried in United Kingdom, in Nigeria? Nigeria have no jurisdiction over nothing. Everything you see them running up and down. And the Omoto show, Justice James Omoto show, I want us to know, go and watch this man's record. He is the same man that have freed all the terrorists, all the known terrorists that were so-called arrested and the so-called tried. All the Funani and the northern gun runners, armed runners, all that supplies arm to these organizations like Boko Haram and so on and so forth, Lukarawa, he was the one that freed them. How are you expecting justice from this man, Omotocho? An instrument of Nigeria in the hands of Nigeria. Had it been as an instrument of Nigeria in the hands of another person, it would have been better. This is a complete instrument of Nigeria in the hands of Nigeria. Illegal trial is what I call this. The evidence produced by Nigeria against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should not have been admitted at the first place because it wasn't played in Nigeria. Nigeria have no jurisdiction to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in any form, in any way. Their evidence, they kidnapped him, everything, and they are trying him, and you are telling me that Justice Omotojo that is admitting that something that shouldn't have been tried in Nigeria, he is now trying it, and you are telling me I'm not hoping for any justice to come out of it. I'm not hoping for any justice to come out of it.
Court also, look into all this. I believe that they'll be able to cross the T's and dot the I's and be able to bring out the judgment that Nigerians believe will be fair and fair. Away from that, the Borno State Governor Babaga.
So I believe everything is clean and clear. We had it all and we understood it very, very well. I want us all to understand that the road that Nigeria is driving to is not a good one. I just want us to understand that this road that Nigeria is driving rough and fast to is not a good one. It's not a good one at all. But only God will see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu through. Only God will see Mazi Simon Egba through. We are crying for justice in the midst of our enemies, and nobody is coming to help us. Nobody is coming giving us a hand for friendship. In a time like this, the only way out is to fight for your freedom. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody. If you are hoping that somebody will come somehow, some way to fight for you, to save you, bro, I did sorry. But the truth remains that I don't see anybody coming to help you. Today, we see that the land acquisition is growing massively with force. They are now acquiring our lands with force. onye nwere ntị ya nụrụ okwu ndị amụma ka ndebegodi m ya ebe a mbọsị nta ka anyị shịọ n'owuri nshi ndewonu ya mara